everyone. So today we will be discussing about the confronting internet security threats. So by the way, we are the group 5 presenter, BTB drafting technology and automotive technology, and also the BSE Ed Math. By the way, I'm Alfred Pigitaw, the leader of this group, and also I have secretary, which is Shamhala A. Jamdail, and also members Shename A. Kapinig, and also Crystal Navarro Bayawa, and also City Bukia Teblani, Emma Nedikualan, and Oscar Manduso. In this summary, the paper presents the result from the research study of student at the Faculty of Humanities and Social Science. So it is the University of Zagreb, Croatia, about their awareness and exposure to well-known internet security threats, as well as their awareness about security threats countermeasures. The result of the research study indicate high level of awareness of the student about internet security threats. So kaya nila ginawa itong research na ito to know and to be knowledgeable, especially kapag may maghanap ng ganitong research. So ito yung ginawa nilang research, especially for the University of Zagreb. So this research can really help, especially to the researchers. So it is based on the confronting internet security threats, and also the results of the research study indicate high level of awareness of students, especially about internet security, about security internet threats, as well as the fact that they exposed to widely internet security known threats, yung tinatawag nila based sa internet threats, or known as the internet threats, to a certain degree. So internet threats, merong klase, may mga iba't ibang mga internet threats na nakikita natin, not just nakikita natin, and also yung naririnig natin. So yun nga yung under sa mga cybercrime. Yun nga. So madami pang iba't ibang klaseng mga threats na nasa especially sa mga technologies, if we talk about technology. So while the student demonstrate knowledge about an application of security threats, countermeasures that a part of their activities could be improved further. So nakakatulong din yung ganitong klaseng research nito para mas ma-improve din yung critical thinking ng mga student. So para magiging knowledgeable din tayo and to have better aware, especially if we talk about internet threats. So kaya nga may mga topic tayo ganito to gain knowledge. And generally, the student need additional and update knowledge to raise to the level of their readiness in order to able to respond to known and engage emerging internet security threats. And also the threats, the result of the research will be applied in planning of university courses related to the internet security. So kaya ginawa nila itong klaseng, based sa summary na ito, kaya ginawa nila itong klaseng research na ito para makakatulong din sa mga student, not just the student and also the teachers, especially sa may mga courses tayo na naka-align dito based sa ICT. So later on, we will be discussing about based sa ICT, kung bakit na-implement itong klaseng research ito. So the next is the introduction. So sa introduction naman, as you can see, sabi dito, in today's world, care for computer and other network device security has become almost as equally. Bakit nga ba? Why? Bakit nga ba naging equally yung computer and other network devices? It is because we are live in the 21st century. So as you can see, yung dati wala pang mga internet, wala pang mga wifi, wala pang mga data ginagamit. So we are ginagamit lang natin, especially yung mga telephone. So yun lang. So apparently, or in this current generation, especially in the 21st century, makakapag-browse na talaga tayo ng accessible talaga. Kumbaga, one click lang, andun na yung mga message natin, especially kapag kapag we are using messenger, not just the messenger or yung mga video conferencing. And also, the video conferencing nakakatulong din sa mga teachers to facilitate their student, their knowledge. And also, bakit nga ba naging care yung naging care talaga to itong klaseng ganitong computer and other network devices? It is because the computer itself, gagana yung computer kapag may mga taong gagamitin nila ito sa mabuti, not just to manipulate. Kasi sometimes kapag isang tao, kapag nasasobra na sa paggamit ng mga computer or gadgets, so yung sarili nila nakokontrol na ng computer, kumbaga ng mga gadgets or devices or internet na etc. and so on. So kaya sinasabi nila we need to care also, not just the computer but also ourselves. So in today's world naman, diba? So kaya meron tayong klaseng ganitong research na to. It is not just all about na nakatalaga dito yung mga cyber sinasabi nila yung mga internet threats lang, but also ourselves also. So and also meron din dito yung researcher. So in result, it says that the recent cyber attack showed, okay, again, it is equally important as the development of information system. So habang tumatagal, nagbabago, and also kumbaga nagkakaroon ng innovation between the technology and the people. And also, recent cyber attacks show the importance of intrusions, preventions by monitoring vulnerabilities and reducing security threats, according to Abazri, Madani, and Gary 2016. So ano ba yung bakit nga ba meron talagang mga lugar na vulnerabilities? So sometimes kasi if we talk about vulnerabilities, ito yung mga lugar or mga look na they are living sa mga sulok na especially yung mga walang signal. So in this, if we talk about cities naman, they are live with the remote. Bakit nga ba remote? Kasi mga wireless na yung mga kumbaga they are may internet na talaga sila. So they are using technology or gadgets. So kapag sasabihin natin sa mga lugar yung mga walang signal, so nahihirapan sila mag-access ng information. Sometimes kasi meron talaga ng mga fake news na maidadala doon. So yun na nga yung pinapaniwalaan nila. So yun na nga based on my thoughts. So and also yun na nga yung about sa, and also there is also the vulnerabilities of computer and other networks. So meron din kapag merong klaseng taong vulnerabilities, there is also the computers and the network. Sometimes kasi inaabuso na ng ibang tao kung ano yung computer. So yun na nga, aabuso nila yung computer. Sometimes inahack yung mga information mo and also yung mga account na meron ka. So kapag pupunta tayo sa computer shop, just to remember na kapag magla-login po tayo sa computer shop, so make sure na ila-log out natin to kaagad. So kapag di natin ila-log out yung ating email or Gmail account or Google account, hack ito at tapos gagamitin yung account mo sa panloloko. So yun na nga, merong mga cybercrime. So may iba't ibang uri ng mga cybercrime na meron tayo based on the internet threats. So okay, let's move on to the which is sinabi dito yung mga vulnerabilities of computer and other network devices. So yun na nga, yung about sa like smartphones and other smart devices, nandun yung mga example doon. And also consists of weakness in a system which can be exploited by the attackers that may lead to a dangerous impact. Yun na nga yung sinabi ko kanina, hackers or yung mga cybercrime, cyberbullying, cyber libel, and also cyber defamation. So naka-under yun sila doon. So kailangan mag-think. So kumbaga kapag gagamitin ng mga social media, sabi nila, or if we are doing some research, we need to think before we click. Yun na nga. So and also it is based on the sabi nito according to Giovanni Radvai and ISA 2014-490. So and also at this moment, there are many active security threats related to the use of internet Sabi dito, based on the or according to SHARE 2017 Burgess, and also 2017 Schroeder 2017. So this is based on them, and also that could exploit weakness in the computer. Nga may mga malicious malware and also etc. sa mga iba't ibang mga ginagamit ng mga attackers para sisirain yung computers natin. So gagamitin nila yung tapos magkakaroon ng mga viruses yung mga gadgets natin and also the computer or etc. And also sabi dito that could exploit weaknesses in the computer to other network system and cause substantial financial and other damages. So kaya kapag kaya meron tayong mga ganitong kaya may mga studies about sa ICTs, kaya may mga courses or mga specification ng mga ICT. So naka-under talaga yung mga study nila dito. Kumbaga sometimes kasi if there is a anti-cybercrime, there's also yung mga cybercrime. So habang tumatagal, habang nag-evolve yung ating habang nag-evolve yung kumbaga habang tumatagal rather nag-evolve din yung mga cybercrime. So the next is to prevent realization of the threats, an individual must be well informed about potential weaknesses in the operating system he or she uses on a computer or other devices, as well as about weaknesses in application used in one's daily work. So if we are teacher tapos gagamitin natin yung account natin, so beware na lang tayo, maglalag out talaga kapag maglalag in tayo sa computer lab. So log out ka agad. And also kailangan gamitin natin yung if there is a possibility, kailangan talaga we need to use security. Gagamitin talaga natin ang account natin ng security, yung sinasabi doon. If we talk about password naman, di ba, kailangan yung di makopya talaga ng mga hackers ng ating account. And also yun nga yung mga under, so based on the yung mga group which is the users of ICT are students which are highly active users of computers, smartphones, tables and network such as they could easily become. Okay, the last part is about the victim different continuation, which is the victims of different security threats which could end in financial, intellectual, academic, reputation, and other damages. So yun na nga yung sinabi ko kanina. So kailangan, if we talk about confronting internet security threats, nandoon na talaga yung kaya ginawa nila itong klaseng research na ito para to have our own awareness with the using of technology. The reputation of others, damages to invest, and also to investigate the current level of awareness of the student about well-known internet security threats and their exposure to their threats, as well as their awareness about security threats. Countermeasures research study was initiated. This paper, sabi dito, this paper will present result from this research study. So yun na nga. So kaya ginawa nila itong klaseng research na ito para to have an awareness, especially nag-evolve na yung mga hackers or the mga attackers. So we need to study this journal based on this PPT presentation. So thank you.
Good day everyone. My name is Oscar Mendoza Jr. So I will be discussing to you about the security threats. This describes cybersecurity threats as actions or potential events that could compromise system security by exploiting vulnerabilities. So these threats can be malicious or accidental and stem from various sources. No? So we have type of threats, categorize threats into computer related and internet related threats. So we have two computer related and internet related threats. So computer related threats it focuses on individual systems, while the internet related threats it is leveraged on the internet's interconnectedness to target multiple system or users. No, so we have the examples of this is common threats. No, include malware. So this includes viruses, worms, trojans, spyware, and ransomware. So these malicious programs can infect system, steal data, disrupt operation, or demand ransom. No? And the next is common threats. No, we know the social engineering. So this involves manipulating individuals to divulge confidential information or grant access to system. So phishing, spear phishing, and phishing are common examples. And the next one is we have the spoofing. So this involves disguising oneself as a trustworthy entity to gain access or information. So this can include email spoofing, IP or spoofing, or the DNS spoofing. And also the common threats of denial of service, we call DOS attacks or DOS attacks. So this overwhelm system with traffic, preventing legitimate users from accessing them. So distributed denial of service or DDoS attacks involve multiple devices. And also the hacks. No? So this include unauthorized access to computer system or networks, often for malicious purposes. So to combat those threats, no, individuals and organizations must implement security measures. So this include prevent these threats. You will involve using a strong password, firewalls, regular software updates, and user education. And how will you detect? No? So detect these common threats, no, involving these intrusion detection systems, monitoring network traffic, and regularly auditing security flags. And also response. No, so the targets of these common threats. No, cybersecurity threats can target both businesses and individuals. So the actors behind these threats range from individual hackers to organized crime groups, or even nation states. So the increasing sophistication of these threats necessitates proactive and multi-layered approach to security. Cybersecurity threats or internet threats. The text emphasizes the importance of understanding cybersecurity threats, implementing preventative measures, and having a plan to respond in incidents. No? So the ever-evolving nature of these threats requires continuous vigilance and adaptation. And now we discuss the abundance of information available on internet threats and proactive measures. But due to space constraints, it only mentions a select few sources. The cited works cover a range of topics related to internet security, highlighting the multifaceted natures of the issue. So we will discuss the sources ng internet attacks and intrusion detection. So the sources is Singh, Kumar, Singhal, and Ketty 2017. So these attacks, internal attacks, focuses on internet attacks and the role of intrusion detection. So system in mitigating them, So we have to mitigating them. This highlights the technical side of security, emphasizing the need for systems and capable of identifying and responding to malicious activity. And the next one is the Vine, the Forak, Fitters, Ray, Howe, and Sanchez 2016. So this is the user's perspective on risks and benefits. So investigated users' perception of internet risks, various benefits. So this underscores the importance of users' awareness, and education in promoting safe online behavior. So it suggests a balance needs to be struck between the advantages and inherent dangers of internet use. And Berelman 2017. So youth internet use and governance. So it explored and complexities of youth internet use and the challenges of governing it. So this highlight the specific vulnerabilities of young people online at the need of for tailored approach to internet safety education and regulation. And also the Google's 2017 Safe Online Exploration Education. So program for teaching safe online exploration demonstrates the role of the large technology companies in promoting internet safety, and the showcases the collaborative effort required to address widespread security concerns. Also, the internet regulations, control versus trust. So Vandenberg and Gamelens works on internet regulations, and the control versus trust dilemma highlights the policy challenges in balancing individual freedoms with the need for security. So this emphasizes the ongoing debate about the level of government intervention in online spaces, and also the internet safety measures. So in Education, Journals 2017 article on internet safety measures provided a pedagogical perspective on the topic. So focusing on how to educate users about safe online practices. So this emphasized the widespread availability of resources on internet security, indicating a high level of public interest in this crucial topic. So the diverse range of research and initiatives cited underscores the multifaceted nature of internet security, so requiring a multi-pronged approach involving technical solutions, user educations, and policy consideration. The focus on student at the University of Zagreb suggests a particular interest educating young people about safe and responsible internet use. So this describes the opportunities for students at the Faculty of Humanities and Social Science, so at the University of Zagreb, to acquire knowledge about internet security. So the opportunities are presented through both formal coursework and supplemental training options. So for the formal coursework, the regular curriculum includes the courses that directly relevant to internet security and the use of information and communication technology, or ICT. So these courses provide a fundamental understanding of key concepts. So we have the communication technology fundamentals. So this course likely provide a basic understanding how communication and technology works, forming a basis for understanding potential vulnerabilities. So data and data protection. So this course directly address the principles and practices of protecting data, core element of internet security. So cryptology. This course focuses on the study of encryption and decryption techniques, crucial for securing online communication and data, and also the internet culture. So this course likely explores the social and cultural aspects of internet use, which are relevant to understanding the context of security threats and vulnerabilities. So beyond a formal coursework, students have access to traditional training opportunities. So on-site and online ICT training, the University Computer Center offers short training courses, including the one specifically on IT security. So this provides students with practical skills and knowledge beyond the theoretical foundation offered in formal courses. And the availability of both or site or an online option caters to different learning styles and schedules. So the target and audience of this so the courses are primarily intended for students and teaching staff of at Crochan Academic Institution. So this suggests a focus on developing internet security literacy with the broader academic community. So for the University of Zagreb provides a structured approach to internet security education. So combining fundamental coursework and with practical training opportunities. So this comprehensive approach aims to equip students with the knowledge and skills necessary to navigate the online world safely and responsibly. So that's all my report. Thank you.
So good day to each and everyone. My name is Emmanuel Radovan from Graded 83C, and I will be reporting research methodology. This research is a follow-up of previous researches on students' perceptions about the internet security threats, Vrana 2012, and online social networks and security of their users, Vrana 2013. To find out details about the current awareness and exposure of students to most common and active security threats, and their awareness about security threats countermeasures, a research study was initiated. The purpose of this research study was to detect the level of awareness of and exposure of students to security threats in order to offer them additional education about security threats countermeasures. The research study aims to answer the following research question. Research question number 1. Are students exposed to internet security threats? Research question number 2. Are students able to recognize the most common and most frequent internet security threats? Research question number 3. Are students applying the basic security threats countermeasures? Online questionnaire with 16 closed type questions was chosen as the research method. While having some drawbacks as a research method, questionnaire is still valuable and applicable research method for researching a large number of potential respondents. The invitation for participation in the research study was sent by students' mailing list at the Faculty of Humanities and Social Science in Zagreb, University of Zagreb, in Croatia, and it was also published on the main web page of the same faculty. The participation invitations were sent on May 9, 2017. with the closing date of May 17, 2017. Convenience sample was used as sampling method to attract as much as students as possible for participation in the research study. The research study was closed on May 17, 2017 with 152 answer sets collected. So next is research findings. Due to the space restriction, partial research study results will be presented in the following part of the paper. The following part of results answer two research questions. Research question number 1. Are students exposed to internet security threats? And question number 2. Are students able to recognize the most common and most frequent internet security threats? So next is internet security threats recognized and encountered by respondents. Ability to recognize security threats represents an important step towards more secure use of the internet and avoiding well-known and well-documented threats. In this question, the respondents were given an opportunity to select by media frequently announced security threats. The results indicate that the respondents are well acquainted with the most widely known threats except for more sophisticated and more complex threats like farming and spoofing. It is also surprising to see social engineering so low on the list of recognized threats since it's quite a common threat. In the second part, the respondents were given the same list of security threats as in the previous question and a possibility to choose the threats they actually encountered. The results show that the majority of the threats are spams and classic security threats like viruses, Trojan horses, and worms. Adware is also highly ranked as it is present in many free, non-free based software applications. On the positive side, it is satisfactory to see phishing and identity theft ranked so low as consequences of their activities could be very severe.
Hey everyone, I am Sharma Dail. I'm going to discuss the Table 1, Internet Security Threats Recognized by the Respondents, and the personal data used when signing logging into Internet services, and also the Table 2, Personal data used when signing logging into Internet services, and the unlock procedure used when accessing mobile phone. This table shows the result of a survey on internet security threats. It compares the threats respondents recognize as potential dangers versus the threats they actually encountered. The data reveals a significant discrepancy between awareness and real-world experience. High recognition, high encounter. Threats like spam and viruses showed very high recognition rates, over 90%, and also relatively high encounter rates over 70%. This suggests widespread awareness of these common threats and their frequent occurrence. High recognition, low encounter. Several threats including Trojan horses, adware, and spyware were highly recognized but encountered at much lower rate. This might indicate that while people are aware of these threats, they haven't personally experienced them as frequently. This could be due to effective preventative measures or simply lower exposure. Low recognition, low encounter. Threats such as man-in-the-middle attacks, social engineering, farming, and spoofing showed both low in recognition and low encounter rates. This suggests a gap in awareness and possibly a need for more education on these more sophisticated attack methods. These types of threats often require more technical knowledge or social manipulation to be successful. The data highlights the importance of targeted internet security education. While awareness of common threats like spam and viruses is high, there's a clear need to increase awareness of these common but potentially more damaging threats, such as spyware and man-in-the-middle attacks. This educational focus should emphasize not only the types of threats, but also practical steps individuals can take to protect themselves. Focusing on the threats with high recognition rates but low encounter rates. like spyware, may be particularly effective, as it addresses a knowledge gap that could lead to vulnerability. Similarly, the low recognition and encounter rates for more sophisticated attacks like man-in-the-middle suggests a need for more comprehensive public awareness campaigns. This text discusses the security vulnerabilities inherent in the personal data used for online logins. It highlights the fact that many online services use predetermined login methods, limiting user choice and potentially compromising security. Predetermined login data, the choice of login information like usernames and passwords, is often set by the service provider, not the user. This removes user control over critical security aspects. Vulnerability of short logins. Short login credentials such as PINs are particularly vulnerable because they are easier to guess or track through brute force attacks. Guessable personal data. Login information that can be easily guessed based on publicly available information, like common usernames or email addresses, poses a significant security risk. Biometric data is not foolproof, while methods like facial recognition offer a seemingly more secure alternative. They are not immune to falsification or hacking. The text notes that even these methods can be compromised. The text underscores the importance of employing strong, unique password and utilizing multi-factor authentication whenever possible to mitigate the risks associated with these vulnerabilities. It also implies a need for increased user education regarding online security best practices and a call for service providers to adopt more robust and user-centric security measures. The reliance on easily guessable personal data for logins creates a significant weakness in online security, leaving users vulnerable to unauthorized access and potential data breaches. This data presents findings from a survey examining personal data used for internet logins and mobile phone unlock procedures. The results highlight potential security vulnerabilities. Table 2. Personal data used for internet services. This section reveals that email addresses are overwhelmingly the most common type of personal data used for online logins. 92.1%, followed by login names combining first and last names, 74.8%. The high usage of easily guessable data like first and last names represents a significant security concern. The relatively low usage of more secure options like personal identification numbers, PINs 37.1% or features 19.9% suggests a lack of awareness or adoption of strong security measure among users. Unlock procedure used for mobile phones. This part of the survey addresses the security of mobile phone access. While PINs are still the most common unlock method, a non-negligible number of respondents reported using no unlock procedure at all, leaving their phone vulnerable. The availability of more advanced security features like fingerprint scanners is also mentioned, suggesting uneven distribution of security measures and potentially a need for greater access to advanced security options. The combined findings illustrate a concerning vulnerability pattern. Users rely heavily on easily guessable information for both online logins and mobile phone access, increasing their susceptibility to unauthorized access and data breaches. The data points to the need for improved user education on security best practices and the adaptation of more robust security measures by both users and service providers. The disparity in access to the usage of advanced security features also highlights a potential equity issue, where those with limited access to technology or resources may be disproportionately vulnerable.
Good day to each and everyone, especially to you, Ma'am Pinky. So now, before we are going to discuss our topic, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Crystal Navarro Bayangwa. So now, we are going to discuss the table 3. 3. Unlock procedure used when accessing mobile phone. N is equals to 151. Ito ay ang mga paraan ng pag-unlock ng mobile phone. Inilarawan ng talahanaya na ito kung paano ini-unlock ng 151 na kalahok ang kanilang mga mobile phone. Ang pinakakaraniwang paraan ay ang paggamit ng PIN. 42 participants is equivalent to 27.8%. Sinusundan ng pagpili ng wala sa nabanggit. 38 participants equivalent to 25.2% na nagpapahiwati na maaaring gumamit sila ng iba pang mga paraan na hindi nakalista. Isang makabuluhang bahagi rin ang gumagamit ng mga pattern ng screen. 36 participants equivalent to 23.8%, fingerprint 21 participants equivalent to 13.9%, username or password 14 participants 9.3%, walang nagulat na gumagamit ng teknolohiya ng retina scan 0 participant 0%. Halimbawa, ang data ay nagmumungkahi ng isang kagustuhan para sa mga PIN at pattern sa gitna ng pangkat ng pag-aaral na posibleng sumasalamin sa isang balanse sa pagitan ng seguridad at kadalian ng paggamit. According to 11/11/2017, tungkol sa ugnayan sa pagitan ng madalas na pag-click sa mga URL, sa mga email, at ang posibilidad na ma-phishing at ma-infect ng virus. Natuklasan ng pag-aaral na ang mga taong madalas mag-click sa mga link sa mga email ay mas madaling kapitan sa mga banta na ito. Ang pangunahing ideya ay ang paulit-ulit na pag-click sa mga link sa mga email. Anuman ang kanilang visa ay nagpapataas ng panganib na makatagpo ng nakakahamak na nilalaman. Ito ay dahil sa nabawasan ang pag-iingat. Ang mga taong madalas mag-click sa mga link ay maaaring magkakaroon ng ugali na gawin ito ng hindi maingat na sinusuri ang URL o impormasyon ng nagpadala. Ginagawa silang mas madaling target para sa mga phishing scam na ginagaya ang mga lehitimong email. May halimbawang senaryo po ay ang isang user ay tumatanggap ng isang email na tila mula sa kanilang bangko na hinihimok silang i-update ang impormasyon ng kanilang account sa pamamagitan ng isang ibinigay na link following URLs sent in email messages. N is equals to 151 or N is a participants. So seldom 70 participants, 46.4%, never 42 participants, 27.8%, occasionally 30 participants, 19.9%, often 8 participants, 5.3%, always 1 participant, 0.7%. Ipinapakita ng talahanaya na ito kung gaano kadalas sinusunod ng 151 kalahok ang mga URL sa mga email. Ang karamihan, 46.4%, ay nagulat na bihira silang mag-click sa mga URL ng email. Isang malaking bilang ang hindi kailanman nag-click ay ang merong 27.8%, habang ang isang mas maliit na bahagi ay paminsan-minsan 19.9%, madalas 5.3%, palagi 0.7%. Halimbawa, ang mataas na porsyento ng mga taong bihira o hindi kailanman nag-click sa mga URL ng email ay nagmumungkahi ng isang antas ng pag-iingat patungo sa mga potensyal na nakakahamak na link. Gayunpaman, ang maliit na porsyento na palaging nag-click ay nag-highlight ng isang mahina na pangkat na madaling kapitan sa mga pag-atake ng phishing. Ang pag-aaral ay tila nag-highlight ng isang ugnayan sa pagitan ng mga kasanayan sa seguridad at pagiging madaling kapitan sa phishing. Ang mga taong madalas na sumusunod sa mga URL ng email ay mas madaling kapitan sa mga pag-atake. So ipinapakita rin ng data ang malawakang paggamit ng mga PIN, pattern, at fingerprint para sa seguridad ng mobile phone. Ang karagdagang pagsusuri ay maaaring tuklasin ang ugnayan sa pagitan ng mga hakbang sa seguridad na ito at ang posibilidad na maging biktima ng mga pandaraya sa phishing. Students applying the basic security threats countermeasures, informing oneself about internet security threats, and informing oneself about internet security threats countermeasures. Informing oneself about the most recent and most dangerous internet security threat is a priority, establishing the behavior pattern that helps in secure the use of internet. The aim of this question was to discover sources of information the respondents use to inform themselves about the internet security threats. The most frequently chosen information sources are those at hand, friends, and the university. It is interesting to see that some respondents use some other ways to inform themselves. However, some of them provided answer in which they state that they do not inform themselves at all. Similarly, to the first question, the questions about and informing oneself about internet security threats countermeasures aim at discovering sources of information for the respondents about the internet security threats countermeasures. Except the most frequently chosen answer of friends, other answers differ from the previous question, showing that the respondents seek information about countermeasures from professional sources, which indicates that they are aware of existence of such sources and their potential quality when dealing with security threats. Sinusuri ng pag-aaral kung paano natututo ang mga estudyante tungkol sa mga banta sa seguridad sa online at kung paano ito mapapagaan. Ang pangunahing layunin ay upang matukoy ang kanilang mga pinagkukunan ng impormasyon. Now we have a threat awareness. Natuklasan ng pag-aaral ng mga estudyante ay pangunahing nakakuha ng impormasyon tungkol sa mga banta sa online mula sa mga madaling makuhang pinagkukunan tulad ng mga kaibigan at mga anunsyo sa universidad. Countermeasure knowledge. Ito ay ang kaalaman sa mga panlaban. Nang tanungin tungkol sa mga mapagkukunan para sa pag-aaral tungkol sa mga panlaban sa seguridad, ang mga kaibigan ay muling ang pinakaraniwang sagot. Gayunpaman, isang kapansin-pansing pagkakaiba ang lumitaw, kung saan binanggit din ng mga estudyante ang mga profesional na pinagkukunan. Ipinapahiwatig dito ang habang maaring sapat na mga informal na pinagkukunan para sa pangunahing kamalayan sa banta. Ang mga estudyante ay may posibilidad na maghanap ng mas maasahang impormasyon kapag naghahanap ng mga solusyon. Ipinapakita ng pananaliksik na habang umaasa ang mga estudyante sa mga informal na network para sa pag-aaral tungkol sa mga banta, mas malamang na maghanap sila ng mga profesional na pinagkukunan para sa mga solusyon. Binibigyan din ng pagkakaiba na ito ang pangangailangan para sa formal na edukasyon sa cybersecurity at mga madaling makuhang maasahang pinagkukunan ng 5. Informing oneself about internet security threats and is equals to 150, and informing oneself about internet security threats countermeasures and is equals to 149. At the sides, we have A sources. The first then is informing oneself about internet security threats and also informing oneself about internet security threats countermeasures. Then first is at the university, 47, 31.3%. 36, 24.2%. Internet security company's website, 30, 20%, 45, 30.2%. Then is courses outside the university, 4, 2.7% to 1.3%. Daily newspapers, 16, 10.7%, 11, and 7.4%. Friends, 81, 54%, 80, 53.7%. General purposes news, web portals 38, 25.3%, 28, 18.8%. Then other ways of informing 63, 42%, 47, 31.5%. Then popular computer and internet related magazines is 29, 19.3%, 26, 17.4%. Radio is 12, 8% to 1.3%. Then relatives is 30, 20%, 30, 20.2, 20.1%. Safe internet use, specialized web portals 45, 30%, 62, 41.6%. TV 31, 20.7%. Then 13 is 8.7. 2 is 1.3%. 1 0.7%. The most popular sources for learning about internet security threats were Friends have got a 54%, and general purpose new web portals 25.3% for countermeasures. The most popular sources were Friends 53.7%, and safe internet use specialized web portals have a 41.6%. Universities' role, while a significant number of respondents have a 31.3% learned about threats from the university, fewer 24.2% learn about countermeasures from the same source. Online versus offline. The data show a mix of online and offline sources. While online sources like websites and web portals are prominent, offline sources such as friends, daily newspapers, and relatives also play a significant role. Examples: friends, high percentage. This suggests that word of mouth and personal recommendations are highly impactful in spreading awareness about internet security. A person might learn about a phishing scam from a friend who experienced it. General purpose new web portals, moderate percentage. News articles and general information websites often cover major security breaches and vulnerabilities, educating the public about potential threats. For example, a news report on a data breach at a large company could raise awareness about the importance of strong passwords. Safe internet use, specialized web portals, high percentage for countermeasures. So this indicates that people actively seek out a specific advice and resources on how to protect themselves online. A website dedicated to online safety might offer guides on using VPNs or avoiding malware. University, moderate percentage for threats, lower for countermeasures. The university's role in educating students about internet security threats is evident, but the lower percentage for countermeasures suggests a potential gap in providing practical solutions and preventative measures. The table highlights the diverse sources people utilize to learn about internet security. While friends and online news sources are prominent, there's a need for more targeted education on countermeasures, especially given the relatively lower percentage of people learning about them through university resources. Internet security threats. In addition to being informed, the respondents have to also be able to act for themselves in order to resolve the security threat issue. A significant number of them help themselves, while others seek help from friends, experts, and relatives dealing with the security threats by themselves, indicate that these respondents are confident in their own knowledge and skills. Solving internet security threats. Discuss how people deal with internet security threats. It highlights that beyond simply being aware of threats, individuals need to be able to act to resolve them. Many people handle threats themselves, demonstrating confidence in their knowledge and skills. Others seek help from friends, experts, or relatives. Example: imagine that someone received phishing email attempting to steal their banking information. Then solve solution, the person recognizes the email as a suspicious due to poor grammar and unfamiliar sender address. So they delete they delete the email without clicking any links. Seeking help. So another person is unsure if an email is a phishing attempt. So they ask a tech-savvy friend to review it for them. Next, we proceed to the table 6, which is solving internet security threats, n is equals to 150. So this table shows how 150 respondents dealt with internet security threats. Okay, so table, the method, number of respondents, and percentage symbol. Then by myself, have in a 60 participants, there's have a 40%. Then by the help of friends, 33 participants, 22%. By the help of expert, 27 participants, 18%. By the help of relatives, 25 participants, 16.7%. Another ways of solving threats, 5 participants, 3.3%. So example, the table shows that 60 participants, equivalent to 40% of the respondents, solved security threats independently. So this suggests a significant portion of people feel comfortable handling these issues on their own. Antivirus software installed today when there are free of charge antivirus software applications available globally. There is no excuse why one wouldn't have such a software installed on the device intended for access to the internet. The result in this question, n is equals to 151, indicate that 90.1% n is equals to 136 have antivirus software installed on their device, while 9.9% n is equals to 15 of the respondents still do not have such a protection. So this points out the widespread availability of free antivirus software. So it argues that there's no reason why people shouldn't have this protection installed on devices that access the internet. The survey results show that while most respondents, 90.1%, have antivirus software, a notable minority, 9.9%, do not. So this lack of protection increases their vulnerability to security problems. Like for example, someone downloads a free antivirus program like Avast or AVG and install it on their computer. So this software actively scans for and removes malware, protecting the computer from viruses and other threats. Conversely, someone who doesn't have antivirus software installed is at significantly higher risk of infection if they visit a malicious website or download an infected file, so which could lead to security problems. And that's all for my report. Thank you and God bless.
So hello everyone, my name is Siti Bukia El Tublani from BTVTED DT3C. So I will share you about the frequency of operating application update, most frequently used for internet, and frequency of creating a backup copy of content on a device, most frequently used for access to the internet. So the report emphasizes that software updates are primary defense against security threats. So modern operating system, or the OS, and application incorporate automatic update, check, and installation. So as we all know, we are already living in a 21st century. So a lot of scammers are also upgrading their software for them to access easily and can scam people. So according to HERN 2017, each update introduces new security features and patches vulnerabilities, as evidenced by the necessity of updates in response to the global ransomware attack of 2017. So the study found that while operating systems are updated occasionally and application more frequently, so more frequent application updates would significantly enhance security. A table highlights a concerning trend. While participants largely keep their OS and application updated, a significant portion neglects to create regular backups. So this disparity suggests a need for increased education and awareness regarding the importance of data backups. So the data suggests a higher frequency of OS or the operating system and application updates compared to backup creation. So a substantial portion of users perform this action occasionally or often. However, a significant minority neglects regular backups. So this discrepancy highlights a potential area for improvement in users' data management practices. The next, we have the frequency of change of password in internet services one uses. So frequent password change is one of the best methods of protections against user account intrusion. So the text emphasizes that regularly changing password is a crucial security measure to protect against unauthorized account access. So the text also advocates for changing password at least once every 3 months or even more frequently as a standard security practice. So in short, the passage warns about the dangers of frequent password changes and supported by the real-world data and research, and it strongly recommends more frequent password updates for better online security. So it says that at least we should change our password more frequently, so as a standard security practice. So as we can see in the table 8, the frequency of password changes. So this table shows how often 151 students change their passwords for online services. So the majority has the 42.4% change their passwords less than once a year. So and the next is a significant portion which has the 19.2% never change their password. So only a small percentage change their password more frequently, at least once a month or more often. So it says here only a small percentage change their password more frequently. So we have the majority of 42.4 wherein they change their password less than once a year. So in summary, the image presents data highlighting concerning a lack of awareness and proactive security measures among students. So regarding password management and internet security in general.
I am the next presenter and I will discuss frequency of change of passwords and internet services one uses. Frequent password change is one of the best methods of protections against user account intrusion. The consequences of not doing so could lead to severe consequences as showed by the recent publication of a database with 560 million of user passwords on the internet according to Vrana 2017. The answers to this question indicated poor management of user accounts protected by passwords, as almost 1/5 of the respondents do not change passwords at all, while almost half of them do it less than once a year. Very few respondents change their passwords once in 3 months or even more frequently, which should be standard procedure. So yung pagpapalit po natin ng password, ito po ay pinakamahusay na protection laban sa ating mga account para hindi po makuha ng mga hacker or mga scammer yung mga personal information natin na nandun sa ating account. Kasi according to Shear 2017, Borges 2017, Scruder 2017, so at this moment, there are many active security threats related to the use of the internet that could exploit weaknesses in computer and other network systems and cause substantial financial and other damages. So, in the table point 8, frequency of change of passwords and internet services one uses, the quantity of n equals 151. So dito makikita natin na mayroon po ditong mga ito po yung makita natin if yung mga respondents ba nag-change sila ng password. So never, less than once a year, once in 6 months, once in 3 months, once a month, once a week, and daily. So may mga n po tayo na 29, 64, 26, 23, 5, 3, 0, 1. So para makuha po yung percent, so yung value natin sa n is i-substitute natin dun sa value ng n equals 151. So 29 divided by 151, then i-times natin sa 100 para makuha natin yung ating mga percent na 19.2, 42.4, 17.2, 15.2, 3.3, 2.0, 0.0, 0.7. So sa table na to makikita natin na there are almost 1/5 of the respondents do not change their passwords at all, and half of them do it less than once a year, and also very few respondents change their passwords once in 3 months or even more frequently. Estimation of students' knowledge about internet security. The final question aimed at receiving estimation of the respondents' knowledge about internet security in general. Almost half of the respondents showed that their knowledge is insufficient or sufficient, which should be immediately improved given the situation with the severe security incidents occurring every week. Levels of knowledge stating good and very good could be improved. So dito sa table 10, estimation of students' knowledge about internet security, the quantity n equals 152. So dito, yung value ng n is substitute din natin dito sa n equals 152 para makuha natin yung ating mga percent na 24.3, 25.0, 30.3, 17.1, 3.3. So dito sa table na to is makikita natin na there are students that their knowledge is insufficient or sufficient when it comes to the internet security. Conclusion: internet security is important at the university and outside are very active users of the internet because in university study programs requires from them participation of ICT related activities. At the same time, they are also very exposed to every kind of internet security threats as almost any other group of frequent users of the internet services. Students inform themselves about the newest security threats as much as possible through various available channels of communication and by mediation of different people to remain up to date with the current internet security developments. The research study successfully provided answers to all three research questions. Research question number 1, the research study confirmed that students were exposed to internet security threats. Research question 2, students were able to recognize the most common and most frequent internet security threats. Research question 3, students were applying the basic security threats countermeasures. All three special hypotheses of this research study were confirmed. Each one, students are all acquainted with the existence of most common and frequent security threats, some of which they encounter in their daily academic activities. Each 2 students possess knowledge about the basic security threats countermeasures. Each 3, the level of knowledge of students about internet security is still low. To improve the situation, students should be offered additional courses which would enable to acquire additional theoretical and also hands-on knowledge about the internet related security. So to summarize the conclusion, so the conclusion discusses the importance of the internet security for university students who frequently use the internet for academic purposes but are also highly exposed to online threats. So this research findings show that students are aware of common security risks and take basic protective measures, but their overall knowledge remains limited. To address this gap, the study suggests offering additional courses to improve students' understanding and practical skills in internet security. And that's all. Thank you.
That's all to our group. So if you want more clarification and if you want more information, pwede nyong bisitahin yung references na yan based sa aming research. So, which is about sa internet threats. And that's all be, and thank you.